Questions and answers. What kind of question do you have for God? What would you ask him if he was sitting right here? Guess what? He's always right here. Well, how can I be a better spouse? I've heard that many times before, and it's a good question. Let's see what the Word has to say for us. To be a better spouse, according to Scripture, focus on number one, selfless love, patience, forgiveness, and active service. Stay active, modeling your behavior after Christ's love for the church. Remember, guys, if you don't love your wife the way that Christ loved the church, then don't start quoting Ephesians 5. That doesn't fit. Christ died for the church. Are you willing to die for your wife? Well, key actions include practicing kindness, find that Ephesians 4 and 32, listening more than speaking. Hey, sometimes that's hard. James 1 and 19, and valuing your spouse above yourself. You want to be a king? Treat her like a queen. Love selflessly. 1 Corinthians 13 is love chapter, if you will. Verses 4 and 5 describes love as patient, kind. It's not envious or boastful. It's not self-seeking. Forgive freely. Ephesians 4:32 encourages being tender-hearted and forgiving one another just as God forgave you. Now, this is hard sometimes because certain circumstances, they crop in where you all of a sudden find yourself very, very unforgiving in the way you deal with people. And it can go far beyond your friends. Sometimes you refuse to forgive someone you really don't even know. Watch it. Be very careful. Forgive as you have been forgiven, so forgive. You see, to the degree that you forgive, you will be forgiven. Now let that sink in. And communicate gently. Proverbs 50:1 notes that a gentle answer turns away any wrath, while harsh words causes a fight. 1 Corinthians 13:4, love is always patient, love is always kind, love is never envious or arrogant with pride, nor is she conceited. Verse 5, and she is never rude. She never thinks of herself or never gets annoyed. She never is resentful. Respect and honor. Ephesians 5 and 33 commands husbands to love their wives and wives to respect their husbands. I've seen many times where a man does not respect his wife and she does not respect her husband. You see, when a woman refuses to walk down the hallway at the grocery store without holding her husband's hand, there's something wrong there. My wife, after 51 years, still holds my hand. Sometimes I wonder why. Serve one another. Ephesians 5 and 21 advises submitting to one another out of reverence for Christ. Be patient. Be kind. Colossians 3 verses 12 through 14 instructs followers to clothe themselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Listen. Listen. Emphasizes being quick to listen and slow to anger. In other words, listen a whole lot more than you speak. James 1:19 gives us the emphasis there. So we are to listen actively. They've got something to say. Hear it. Ephesians 5 verses 33. But each individual man among you must love his wife as he loves himself, and may the wife fear her husband, have reverence for her husband. Verse 21, same chapter, and you will submit to one another out of reverence for the Lord Messiah. Therefore, as God chosen ones, holy and love, clothe yourself in compassion, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. Colossians chapter 3, verse 13 and 14, be tolerant of one another and forgive each other if anyone has a complaint against another. Just as the Lord has forgiven you, you should also forgive. Above all, clothe yourself with love, which ties everything together in unity. James 1 and 19, you must understand this, my dear brothers, everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to get angry. Ephesians 4:31, let all bitterness, wrath, anger, quarreling, and slander be put away from you, along with all hatred. Pray together. Cultivate a shared spiritual life. Pray together when it involves simple things. Pray together when it involves very serious issues. Just pray together. Be diligent. Look after the household and support your partner. Proverbs 31 verses 10 through 31 gives us a clear picture of what that's all about. Avoid bitterness. Remove anger and malice from your interactions with one another. Ephesians 4 and 31. Well, we could go on and on and on, but understand, take God, put him at the center, pray together, be diligent, avoid bitterness, forgive among all things, forgive, and all things start to come together. We'll see you on the next study.